everybody, and welcome back to the Duggan Daily Dish. I'm Jamie Duggan, and this is my kitchen. So tonight we'll be making one of my favorites, which is a hot, cheesy roast beef sandwich. And I know you're thinking, okay, boring roast beef. No, this sandwich is amazing. And it's so simple. It's just like yesterday's meal. If you watched yesterday's episode, it takes about maybe 10 minutes of prep time, 15 minutes of cook time. So, I have my oven preheating to 375, so let's get started. Okay, so really simple with your ingredients. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients, I think, if I counted right. Your first ingredient is actually going to be Pillsbury French bread. It makes a 13-inch crusty French loaf. So what you want to do is you want to put parchment paper on a pan here, and you're going to open up the French bread tube. Oh, okay. So what you want to do now, you want to lay it out straight. And we're going to slice it right down the center of the dough, but you don't want to slice it the whole way through, okay? You want to leave about a half of inch of the dough intact at the bottom. Now, every time I've done this, I've not been happy with how it's turned out. It's basically turned out into an open-faced sandwich. So I'm not exactly sure how I want this to go. But here's the way it should go. Okay, so you want to slice it right down the center. And like I said, you want to leave about a half of an inch intact. Don't cut all the way through your bread. Okay, now that you've done that, you want to go ahead and make slits into the loaf from top to bottom about every 2 inches. And you're going to leave, again, half of an inch of the dough intact at the bottom. And it does not have to be exactly 2 inches. Your best guess. Okay, so now that you have that sliced open, hopefully, you're going to press the dough open. If you didn't cut down deep enough, I'm going to do that. Sometimes after I cut the slits, I like to re-slice down the middle to open it up a little bit, so it's easier for me to open. This is really the only difficult part. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to open up your dough and you're going to spread it out. So that you're opening up the sandwich. Now, if you don't want to do it this way, you don't have to. Just cut it like you're going to cut a hoagie roll. And you don't have to worry about doing this then. And this is why it always ends up an open-faced sandwich, because after I fill this puppy, I can never get the dough to come back up over top of the meat, which is why you want to spread it out as far as you possibly can, because you want a lot of space to put all of your meat and cheese into. That's probably going to be the most difficult step of this recipe. Just trying to figure out how to get this bread thing going. Okay. Alright, so I have my bread. Now, your next step, and this is so easy to put together. Once you get it together, once you get the bread spread out, it's fairly simple. Now, if you're reading the directions that I post the link to, it's going to ask you to do an alloy. I think that's how you say it. I am not a main cook. Come on. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a French chef. But basically, it's mayonnaise and mustard and garlic. I don't do mayonnaise or mustard in this house, so I actually found DeLallo makes a roasted pepper bruschetta. Now, why is that awesome? Because if you read the directions, it actually says garlic, mayonnaise, and mustard, mix that together, and then you put roasted red bell peppers on top. Well, look, I don't like mayonnaise and I don't like mustard. Garlic is in this, and there's onion and olive oil and spices. So I'd rather have that as my base topping. So if you want to, you can use the Alloy if that's what you like. Otherwise, if you can find a bruschetta spread, it's amazing. It plus takes you like seconds to put on, and then you don't have to worry about getting roasted red peppers. If you want to get the roasted red peppers, by all means, get them in oil, get them in water, get them in flavored oil. Do what you want. Make it your own. I'm going to get a spoon. Okay, so if you do your Alloy, you're going to spread it right down here in the center. So we're just going to take this bruschetta, and we're going to spread that. And you want to spread it fairly evenly. This stuff is amazing. If you can find this, I could eat this like every day on just like toast. I'm a big bruschetta fan. I love bruschetta. Okay. Spread about evenly, about as much as I can do. Okay. Alright, so after you put that on, you are going to top with basil. And if you have fresh basil, great. If you don't, that's okay. You can go ahead and use the powdered stuff. I, surprisingly, have enough basil that I can lay down the center of this. You want about a half a cup of fresh basil. I probably have a little bit less, but that's okay. I'm going to spread these out amongst the sandwich. And there's my oven telling me it's ready. I'm not ready yet, though. This is amazing with the fresh basil. I've actually made this with fresh basil and with the jarred stuff. And I don't know, the quality is just fabulous with the fresh. If you like a lot of basil, go ahead and add a lot of basil. If you only like a little bit of basil, just add to it. And the reason we're putting this under the meat is while you cook it, sometimes if you put it on top of the meat, it'll turn like a weird black. I don't know if that's oxidation or what, but you put the spread on the bottom and then the basil. And then what you're going to do is you are going to take a half a pound of thin sliced roast beef, and you're just going to layer that on top. Like that. And this is why it always ends up an open face sandwich. But I'll tell you what, I can look at this now. These little pieces of bread are not coming back up over top of it. And that's okay. You can have an open face sandwich. Like, what do I say? Make it your own. It's just as delicious whether it's closed or open. But I can tell you what, I can tell you, looking at it right now, it's not going to be easy to close this back up. But we will attempt. We'll try. Okay. One more piece of roast beef up on there. Right there. Okay. And then on top of that, you're going to take provolone cheese. And this is about 6 slices for this size of bread. Okay. And I will just repackage this up. Alright. So you want to take your provolone cheese, and if you don't like provolone cheese, you don't have to use provolone cheese. You can use whatever cheese you like. Swiss, cheddar, whatever. I'm not a huge fan of provolone, but I like it every now and then. Okay, so now what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to be able to spread the bread out enough on top, and it's not going to work. Okay, so make an open face sandwich. If you get yours spread out enough, basically take those little pieces that we did and cut them, or not cut them, just bring them up over the sandwich and connect them. Not going to happen with this, and that's okay. So all you have to do now is you're going to pop this in the oven. And as you heard before, my oven is ready at 375. And you are going to bake this for anywhere between 12 to 16 minutes or until golden brown. So, and that's it, guys. I will post a final picture, and I'll see you for the next episode. I hope you enjoy this. If you know any tips or tricks for me to try to get the sandwich to be more closed, send them my way. If not, enjoy your open face sandwich. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.